now he just... Ah, there it is. That's how I'm supposed to get up there. Wait a minute, is there another? I'm just trying to... I think that's how you get up there. Yes! Here we go. That wooden pole almost ruined everything. Anyway. So then they arrive at the surface. Oh shit, how do you... Oh my god. I could just... Yeah, it's gonna... Yeah, that's not... There's nothing connecting. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll continue talking by the time I... Oh. How am I supposed to get up there? Fuck. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, okay, that explains it. Yeah, there's a way behind. Okay, so then, Pinkie Pie was wondering why Twilight did this and stuff, saying how that they were actually about to get the pearl, when she realizes that Twilight never wanted to show them to having a good time, that she was only doing this to distract them. Twilight then gives her reasoning that the main reason why she did this was because this world is basically so unfamiliar to her that she had to resort to drastic measures, saying that this place is not like Equestria, so therefore she was having a hard time trusting any of the inhabitants of this world, basically. What do you do? How do you... Oh, fuck. And then I know what to do. Oh, okay, I have to use a flood, right. Anyway. So what was I saying? Sorry, there we go. So then Twilight then says about how she was the only princess and stuff, and that everything is like, you know, all on her, and she has to do whatever she can in order to save Equestria. She then gets angry at Pinkie Pie, basically, for, you know, saying how she wished that she wouldn't have her as a friend, basically, and then that pissed everyone off, and then they had to leave her for a moment to herself, basically. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but apparently, in the entire movie, Pinkie Pie was kind of the main focus of the entire My Little Pony movie. Well, like the secondary main focus. And while it was not like completely bad per se, I kind of wish they would have used another character in order to be like that secondary character, basically, because. Oh, good. There we go. Have to make a pathway. Anyway, so I kind of wish they used a different character as a secondary in order to, you know, for the movie. Like, here's the thing. I kind of wish they would have used Fluttershy as the secondary character. And I'd say why not, because if you guys haven't noticed, during that, when the Hub was around, and there was basically a giant vote of who's your favorite pony, Fluttershy actually won that vote. And I know some of you, like, for those who don't like Fluttershy because, like, you know, how she was mostly just a cute character and stuff, and that's it. I will say that from seasons 1 to 3, or seasons 1 and 2, actually seasons 1 and 3, she kind of was this, basically this cute moe character, I would say, but after season 3, she literally improves, and even in season 5, she's great, season 6, she's great. I also love, actually, I really love season 7, like, I really love the episode, A Health of Information. That was a really good Fluttershy episode, I actually really like it, so she's actually getting better. And also the Fluttershy and Discord episodes are also really good too, so she actually gets better later in the season. She turns from just a generic moe-esque character to actually really, you know. Oh fuck! I think I should have. Or actually, hold on. Come on. Oh shit. Oh, okay. At least that didn't make me fall down. Okay, that's good. That's actually what I wanted to do. Well, what I wanted to do before I kind of dropped down is that you just stay there and then you get to go in this, do this basically, and oh fuck. Okay, got it. This is like really, you know. Come on. So, yeah, I actually wanted Fluttershy to be the secondary character, or actually Rarity. I also would have been like okay if it was Rarity, because Rarity is also a really good character. You know, so yeah. Anyway, so then they left Twilight all by herself. Oh fuck me. I mean, at least those things are dead. So I could just do this and shit. Come on, fuck. Yo, you just water them. Yeah, you don't need to. Fuck! Okay, so anyway. So they left Twilight all by herself, and then she actually starts crying and stuff, and I have to say, like, the part where she was crying, it literally felt like, you know, she was actually crying, like, you know, as if Tara Strong is literally, you know, actually crying into the microphone, because the times when, you know, all the other ponies cried, you know, you could actually tell they're kind of just acting and stuff, like, it didn't feel very genuine, but in the movie, it literally did felt... Did I hear something? No, I didn't. It was just my imagination. Anyway, like, it literally felt like she was actually crying, you know, in the movie, so... Like, props to the voice acting in general and stuff. So yeah, while she was moping, she realized that Spike is then caught by one of those what are these things called? The storm beasts. I forgot what they're called actually. You know, the storm king's henchmen basically. Storm creature. Fuck. It's said in the art book that Fluttershy, like, actually tames, you know, one of those, you know, they're... I think we'll call them storm beasts, basically. Storm creatures. You know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this now. This is actually pretty cool, look at this. He's dead. Alright, so yeah, so anyway, then Twilight gets captured by Tempest, and, you know, then she gets imprisoned and stuff. She then sees Tempest. She's then wondering, like, why she's doing this, because, like, she is a pony, like, why would she be serving the Storm King, and, like, neglecting, oh shit, I thought that was a hover nozzle. Like, neglecting all the other ponies in, Equestria. She then goes on saying that she's nothing like her and stuff. Then goes to the, you know, a really good villain song. And I actually was always hoping the My Little Pony movie would have a villain song, and thankfully I actually got it. Of course, it's not from the Storm King, but I would have been fine if it was either from the Storm King or from Tempest, because I did say in the beginning that I was wondering how they would get you know, the Storm King to sing, because he's voiced by Liev Schreiber, and it's pronounced Schreiber, not Schreiber. I thought it was Schreiber back then. And I was wondering how to get him to sing, because I didn't think that this guy could actually sing. So, yeah, I don't think he could sing. So instead, they just had Tempest sing. And it actually made sense. It made sense because Emily Blunt, she can sing. She was in the movie Into the Woods. So they were able to do that. And I'm just checking the time. Okay, 43 minutes in, that's good. And the song is actually called Open Up Your Eyes, and it was a really good villain song. Like, it was very, you know, not only really good, also very emotional too, like, you know, the Yoshi Go Round secret. Oh. You know, I'm still talking about the My Little Pony movie. I'll do this later because this one's something you need a lot of focus on, as you know, so I'm gonna do it later. Anyway, so I had to say that during that part where it actually shows Tempest as a young filly in this, like, preschool, like, you know, like this preschool drawn, like, really cutesy art style, basically. It kind of reminded me of Yoshi's Island, believe it or not. You know how it also had that happy cutesy design? That's what it reminded me of in that scene. And it kind of almost, like, it kind of made me a little, like, you know, almost made me cry. Though, bear in mind, not as much as, like, the song Remember Me from Coco. Like, that song, literally, I had to hold back tears because it was that sad. Especially when that kid was singing to Coco. That was literally one of the sad moments. This one wasn't as sad as Coco, but it was still pretty sad though. Mainly because it combined this, like, you know, this sad song with this cutesy, happy, like, moment. And when you combine these things, it is actually enough to make me kind of sad, really, basically. So, I'm thinking of what to do next. I think I'm gonna probably do the hot steam, the fuck, what is it called? Damn, the hot springs. We're gonna do the hot spring world, basically. We gotta change to the. So anyway. So yeah, when you combine this stuff, it actually is enough to make me kind of, you know, almost make me cry. So yeah, the song really did that to me. I didn't cry though, but it almost gave me that feeling. So apparently Tempest, when she was a young child, she had her horn basically destroyed by an Ursa Minor, believe it or not. They actually brought that creature back from season 1, so I was really surprised. So apparently these things have the ability to destroy a unicorn horn, basically, so that was pretty intense. And I have to say, out of all the villains that were reformed in My Little Pony, none of that reforming stuff was actually good in the beginning, bear in mind. The reformation only got good for these villain characters, and I'm talking about villains like Discord, Sunset Shimmer, Starlight Glimmer, and I think even Trixie in a way. Like, all the other villains and stuff, for some reason, like, Tempest is like the only villain they actually got right into basically reforming her basically, you know, for the Reformation in the end. And the reason why I say that, this level is called Goopy Inferno, by the way. I always have to say the name of the challenge. Actually, I'm actually kind of thirsty, guys, so let me go downstairs, get a drink, and then we'll continue talking about what I need to talk about. So, I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just really thirsty. So anyway, what they did right with Tempest was... Hold on. Okay. So actually what they did right with Tempest was... Here's the thing, I was actually able to immediately feel sympathy for her because, you know, out of all the villains in My Little Pony that were reformed, Tempest is actually the only villain that, you know, kind of had an impact with how, like, you know, her reasons doing this. Like, say, compared to Starlight, to Starlight Glimmer, because, like, Tempest was literally crippled, you know, when she was, ever since she was a child. And because of her being crippled, that actually lost her friends, because now her magic is very unstable, and, I thought it was one of those, like, wind things. Like, now, like, her magic is very unstable, that it makes her unable to, you know, actually do these, you know, basic spells, basically. So, and I actually could really sympathize of why she feels this way, and why she actually turned evil and stuff. Not to say that I would turn evil if I was, like, you know, crippled, but you get what I'm saying. So, like, you know, because here's the thing, usually in life, each of us tends to have, you know, like, certain, like, basically something that keeps us connected to this world, whether, you know, whether we love to, like, say if you love art and stuff, you use your eyes to basically, you know, usually to get inspired, or basically draw beautiful paintings. Fuck. And if you're a musician or a composer, you use your ears to make beautiful music, basically. So imagine you losing your sight or your hearing. You're then basically, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? So if you actually ever lose any of this, then you kinda, you know, you're basically your dreams and stuff, you wouldn't be able to do the stuff that you actually want to do in life, and that in and of itself is kind of a tragedy, really. You know, if you lost that special thing that makes you who you are, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? And I can't get back. Okay, oh fuck. I think I have to probably die, I guess. I don't think that was the hole I was supposed to go to. Oh shit. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna kill myself. I'm trying to do the flying thing, but it's just not working. Oh fuck. So if you actually do, so that's kind of the same way with Tempest. She actually lost something that was a part of her that she actually needed in life, and she basically just became crippled, basically. So that is actually really, like, you know, an intense thing to go through. That if it ever happens to, you know, either someone you know or to yourself, that you actually become crippled and unable to do the basic, you know, needs, like, you know, the that you actually love to do, basically. Like your life's purpose, that kind of thing. So yeah, that was that, and that's basically what makes, you know, the Reformation on Tempest, you know, the best out of all the villains, because it's on something that, you know, you or any audience can connect with. You know, so yeah, so that was the song. It was actually a really nice song. I actually enjoyed it. So now, what is this place? Oh, I think that's the Isle Delfino right there. Anyway, so not here. So then we see the main six basically just, like, you know, waiting for Twilight to either show up and stuff, or thinking of either to go to Twilight and talk to her and stuff. So then Spike then shows up saying that she just got captured, and now they're deciding of how to save her, but they don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, Capper shows up. We don't even know how he actually survived, but somehow he did. And basically says that he would actually go and help out. So we don't even know how they survived when and also not only Captain but Captain Solano also shows up. So literally, literally they all showed up without ever explaining on how they actually survived that explosion, basically. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to this guy. This should lead you to the mayor. At least I think so. You can move to. Okay, yeah. Try to cling on. So basically, this is the way you're supposed to go. That other way was kind of a beginner's trap, really. So that's kind of what happened. Anyway, so now I have to just go, basically. Anyway, so yeah, basically everyone returns, saying that they're going to help the main six because the main six gave them a purpose. They, got them out of the Storm King's wrath, basically, so they're going to help them. And then Skystar shows up as a hippogriff and saying that she will also help, and also saying that she's going to get, grounded for doing this and stuff, but she still helps out anyway. So yeah, so then they then said that they're now going to just bake up a plan, as what Pinky said. And, okay, hold on. And that's what they basically do, in the movie, Anyway, I'm supposed to go here. Yeah, it wasn't going to reach. I have to go this way. Anyway, so then we see Twilight captured, basically, and she was being led back to Canterlot, back to the Canterlot Castle, so then to meet the Storm King, basically. So then you see her going to the castle and stuff. She then shows up at Canterlot Castle. Then we get introduced to the Storm King. When I also love the part where when you see the Storm King, then Grover was like, only your bidding, and then you just see him just run away, like all scared and stuff. So I thought that was actually pretty funny and stuff, just shows that, how he's scared of the Storm King and stuff. So then, he then sees Twilight and stuff, says who she is, and she then introduces herself as the Princess of Friendship. Then he then wonders, why Twilight is still still active and stuff. Let me see, how do I... Can I... fuck! I thought it was gonna lead down and grab the fence if you... It's okay. I know where to go, so it won't be that hard anyway. So then I actually loved how the Storm King, he transitioned from being all quirky and stuff to literally being intimidating and malevolent when he was basically why is she still moving, in a very intimidating voice and stuff compared to how he was acting before. So he's kind of a mixture between Discord and T-Rex, basically. So then he then says about how why is this world so cute, and how it says it doesn't go with this big bag magic guy. He's actually pretty funny, though. Sadly, he wasn't in the movie for so long, so it's hard to really say about his character because he wasn't in the movie for that long. Even my brother didn't even enjoy him that much. He didn't think he was a good villain. I thought he was actually really good, but I do agree he really needed more screen time. And sadly, he only had over 10 minutes in the entire movie. I think Queen Nova was probably shorter because she was only in just the ocean, this one scene in Sequestria, and then we never see her again till the very end, and she only has one line. So fucking Queen Nova wasn't used that much, less than the Storm King, and that was pretty disappointing, honestly. So anyway, he then puts the staff, not knowing that what he was doing was actually going to work, give him the powers to control, the storm and stuff, and even the sun and moon. and he actually does it. He then says that he comments on like all the flashy effects, which kind of reminded me of Metroid Prime 3, like the blue lights and stuff flashing kind of reminded me of the phase-on, like the glowy phase-on and stuff, so I thought it was really cool, basically. It kind of literally reminded me of Metroid Prime 3. So anyway, so then he gets the powers from the 4 princesses, you know, and then he starts playing around with it. I actually loved how he was controlling the sun and moon and stuff, and how he was like, you know, just having fun and everything. The one thing I liked about the Storm King, that his main goal in life, he's basically an extreme egomaniac, that he obviously has this obsession with branding and stuff of his own image. So he's the kind of villain that's only obsessed with himself, and basically just loves to play around like he's a god, and this is his own little world that he can control and stuff. So kind of like Boss a little bit from Far Cry 3, except he is kind of crazy though. But Boss was like a druggy kind of crazy, but you know, that's kind of what he reminded me of a little bit. Basically, just like, you know, just a villain that's intimidating and just having fun. And I kind of like that, though I wish there was actually more of the Storm King. So.